My apologies, guys. Just doing a little light cardio, gotta get toned. 2017 is the year of the professional toner, but we're not here to talk about that today. No, instead we're here to talk about everybody's favorite back exercise, the pull-up, or in particular, more particularly, it'd be the pull-up versus the chin-up, and which one's better when it comes to back growth. There seems to be a lot of debate on the internet, but I think it's rather simple. As you guys know, for my goal, 2016, I did over 10,000 pull-ups, and it resulted in increasing the size of my back, in particular the lats, also some of the traps. Did a whole lot of volume, it worked. But if you notice, no bicep growth, like virtually no bicep growth. And that kind of confirms what you think when it comes to the pull-up. But people also ask the question, yo man, why are you only doing pull-ups and why aren't you changing it up? Like do maybe neutral grip pull-ups or chin-ups to include them? And that's a very valid question. And really when you take a look at the difference between the two, there's not that much. I think people blow it out of proportion. So this video is going to examine essentially the difference between the pull-up and chin-up and which one is right for you. So the pull-up starts with a pronated grip, so that means your palms are facing away. Traditionally, you'll have a slightly wider grip on the pull-up than you would on a chin-up. And what happens instead is there's a little bit more, and I mean a little bit more shoulder adduction taking place. And shoulder adduction is when you lower your arm like kind of from a sideways point of view like this. So think elbows kind of coming down towards the shoulders, kind of this movement for your lat. Both of those, adduction of the shoulder joint and extension of the shoulder, are two of the functions of the lats. And both the pull-ups and chin-ups do target this or do use this function. So they both definitely recruit the lats. What's cool and what's interesting, they actually have done two studies taking a look with EMG, so taking a look at muscle activation essentially, of all the different muscles, so the biceps, the lats, the traps, even the pec major, which what's interesting when you do chin-up, when you initiate, there's a little bit of activation in your pec major, but that's another story altogether. They took a look at all this stuff. They tried to analyze it. They tried to figure out what one was better. And you know what they found? They both pretty much did the same damn thing at the end of the day. They're both phenomenal for trying to recruit your lats. The chin-up, obviously, because it's supinated, so when you think about that, there's a little bit more elbow flexion going on, a little bit more a little bit more direct bicep work going on. So your biceps do get targeted a little bit more when it comes to the chin-up. On the other hand, when they took a look at the pull-up, the lower trapezius got hit a little bit more effectively. So there's some minor differences, but I think the biggest difference actually comes between a pull-up and a chin-up with grip width. And that's when we talk about, once again, the shoulder adduction taking place. So if our hands are a little bit closer, so a chin-up traditionally is done shoulder width grip apart. So that means your hands are like this, you just reverse it. That's going to recruit a little bit more your upper lats. Instead, if you choose to do a pull-up is usually wider, so it's wider than shoulder width by a little bit. That's a little bit more adduction of the shoulder. That's going to equal a little bit more lower lat recruitment. So it just depends kind of what you want to target. For me personally, I really wanted to focus on 2016, trying to bring up my back, because I wanted to focus exclusively on the back. I didn't want to do chin-ups for that reason, where it also does involve to a pretty significant degree your biceps. I chose to do the pull-ups, but there's not a huge debate like, oh man, you did pull-ups instead of chin-ups, I can't believe it. Yeah, it's true. My biceps virtually did not grow, and that's because, once again, the pull-ups, they do activate your biceps a little bit, but not significantly. What they're really focusing on is building the lats. So I would advise for everyone out there, if they really want complete back development or to get the most out of their pull-up, chin-up variations, to do a variety of them, right? Because there are some minor differences. Not major though. I think people got too caught up where it's like, oh man, like a pull-up's completely different than a chin-up when the research shows otherwise. So in summary, I want to keep this short and sweet because I have made a few videos on pull-ups versus chin-ups. I don't think it's a debate of either or. You can incorporate both. Just understand that the chin-up does involve the bicep a little bit more. The pull-up involves the lower traps a little bit more. And if we're taking a look at grip width, that's the biggest factor when it comes to what targets your lats the most effectively. The closer you are, I'll target a little bit more of the upper lats. The wider your grip is, which would probably be more of a pull-up instead of a chin-up, the lower lats get more targeted. And that's all there is to it. Just do your damn pull-ups. I already made a ton of videos. I made progress photos showing you guys the amount of development that occurred when I did a high volume approach when it came to the pull-ups. I can't speak highly enough about that. Final tip I'm going to say, actually, it's in the background right here, is that if either doing a pull-up or a chin-up or a neutral grip pull-up kind of irritates your elbow joint, consider doing a quick hop tip with rings, like doing ring pull-ups instead. And that's because the ring itself will move, it'll accommodate with your wrist, so it'll put a little bit less stress on your elbow joint itself. But do pull-ups, do a whole lot of them, grow your damn back. Comment below in the comment section what you prefer between the two. Do you prefer to do chin-ups, pull-ups, or do you prefer to just sit on the couch and play Destiny? Comment in the comment section below. That's the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked the video, I'm sorry, I gotta get back to my toning. Like the damn video, and I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace.